Good morning. One of the things that I guess has been around for decades, but is becoming more and more abundant, is the whole concept of fan fiction. And there's a huge Star Trek fan fiction world. Kind of quality varies, and sometimes you can find complete series, or other times it's just a short sketch. But how does fan fiction impact you, and what's your perception of it, and what do you see as the future of organized writing as opposed to the future of fan fiction?
May I?
Yes.
I've actually, just because I love Star Trek, I've had a little something to do with one of these web TV shows called Star Trek Phase 2, where they've dedicated themselves to rebuilding the sets from the exact blueprints of the original Starship Enterprise, which, by the way, I've been on that set a long time, and it's awesome, but not as awesome as being here. There is a certain value of getting together in that case with Star Trek fans and sharing your love for Star Trek. It's the only time I've not been paid for writing something, really. But it was fun. And it was also a script, so I bought a hand in the pie changing it from exactly what I wanted. So it's absolutely right about you have a better connection with the audience to write prose. That said, if you're not looking to write Star Trek to make money, and you just enjoy writing Star Trek, I think it's an awesome thing to do, to share your love with fans, put it on the internet, let them read it. God help you as to what they're going to say about it. But it's certainly putting yourself out there, and I think it's a positive thing. They're all just stories, whether they're written professionally or non-professionally. And if you write something that somebody else is going to enjoy, go for it.
Star Trek gave us many things, and fan fiction is one of the things that is a byproduct of people's affection for Star Trek, especially before there were the film series, because it filled a need. People wanted more Star Trek stories, so they wrote their own. How it impacts us, there's so much of it, and there has been so much of it. I don't think we look at any of it unless somebody waves it under our nose and says, you gotta look at this. But for people who want to write it, it's a great exercise, and it's also a great way to develop your storytelling skills, because people read it, people do give you feedback, and the better fan fiction writers do get noticed. I'm not talking just the E.L. James, but there are others out there. And when there was Strange New World, some of the fan fiction writers got a chance to get their first professional sales that way. But the feedback is critical if you really want to become a writer. If you just want to tell a story or do a mashup where Star Trek meets Star Wars, have at it. That's the fun of being a fan.
Well, and I just wanted to say, as sort of a practical reality for us, we're technically not allowed to read fan fiction, just because there's this thing that happens when you're working in such a huge and shared universe where if a bunch of people are looking at a particular point in time or a particular group of characters, odds are that their ideas are going to flow in the same direction. And so just to avoid any possibility of that somebody took an idea from somebody else, it's something that once you start doing it professionally, you just have to stay away from.